Please inform your WhatsApp group. Class start.
Hello everybody, welcome and good afternoon to everybody.
Good afternoon, sir ji.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, Stsdsd.
ਕਿਵੇਂ ਹੋ ਜੀ?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Good
ਕਿਵੇਂ ਹੋ ਜੀ?
afternoon. Good afternoon.
ਸਰ ਜੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਅੱਜ ਜੀ ਮਾੜੀ ਕੁ ਪਿੱਠ
Sir.
में ਦਰਦ ਆਈ ਬੈਕ ਚ ਮੈਂ ਪੈ ਕੇ ਕਲਾਸ ਲਾਉਂਗਾ ਜੀ ਅੱਜ।
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So you got the stomach pain?
सर थोड़ा मैं कुछ आपसे कहना चाहता हूँ।
हाँ
सर मेरा मोबाइल चार्ज नहीं, क्या है कि मैं गांव से हूँ ना।
हाँ हाँ
अब गेहूं की फसल तैयार हो चुकी है
ठीक है
तो लाइट कट कर दे रहा है तो मोबाइल
ठीक है।
चार्ज नहीं है सर, थोड़ा सा यही है दिक्कत।
जितना चार्ज है जितना चलता है उतना चलाइए आप उसको।
ठीक है सर, ओके।
और अगर पॉसिबल है तो उसको एक साइड से आप चार्जिंग कॉर्ड लगा के रखिए। सो
हाँ सर,
अगर लाइट रहेगा तो चार्ज हो जाएगा और आप कंटिन्यू ही कर सकते हैं। ठीक है
जी सर।
प्रॉब्लम
गुड आफ्टरनून सर।
आज गुड आफ्टरनून। आज वैसे भी सैटरडे है आज और वो आफ्टरनून सेशन है, इसलिए ज्यादा टेंशन होने की जरूरत नहीं है आज। ठीक है क्योंकि
इसका मतलब आप जल्दी छोड़ गए आज?
देखो छोड़ने वाला कोई मुद्दा नहीं है, जल्दी छोड़ने का तो छोड़ देंगे। ठीक है क्योंकि आज ज्यादा कुछ मॉनिटर करने वाले लोग नहीं मिलेंगे आपको। ठीक है बट जल्दी छोड़ने का तो पॉइंट नहीं बनता है। हाँ इतना है कि बीच में थोड़ा बहुत हम ब्रेक कर सकते हैं चाहिए तो। बाकी टाइम जो है आपका 3 आवर का वो तो 2 to 5 करना पड़ेगा ना, क्योंकि ये इतना उनके पास रिकॉर्डिंग ये होता है और ये टाइम से ये टाइम तक आपको प्रेजेंट होना है। ठीक है तो वो बहुत जरूरी है।
हाँ तो सर मेरा सतीश चौहान करके देख लीजिएगा प्रेजेंटिंग।
हाँ हाँ ठीक है उसका कोई इशू नहीं है, अभी तो आप प्रेजेंटली दिख ही रहे मेरे को। ठीक है तो अगर ऐसा कुछ इश्यू होगा और आगे अगर आपका मोबाइल चार्ज नहीं रहेगा तो फिर कुछ कर तो सकते नहीं, क्योंकि ये आपके हाथ में है नहीं, आपने
जी
पहले
सर।
से रिचार्ज करके रखा नहीं उसको।
नहीं नहीं
तो
सर, चार्ज था पूरा, पर सुबह से चलते चलते बैटरी ज्यादा गिरती है।
हाँ, तो सुबह से भी एक सेशन आपने किया ना, मॉर्निंग सेशन,
जी जी सर।
तो 3 घंटा भी आपका मोबाइल चला पहले, और बैलेंस अभी चलना है उसको। तो बीच में आपके पास कोई घंटा, ये 12:30 to 2 o'clock, 1.5 hour मिलता है आपको, इसमें रिचार्ज कर लेना चाहिए था। चलिए कोई नहीं, जितना भी रहेगा हम देखेंगे उसके हिसाब से। ठीक है। तो कल हमने कुछ कवर किया था, जिसमें हमने कुछ जनरल सिक्योरिटी के बारे में बात किया था, थेफ्ट, पायरेसी, स्मगलिंग, स्टोर के बारे में बात किया था हमने। कुछ हमने ड्यूटीज ऑफ एसएसओ, ड्यूटी ऑफ पीएफएसओ, ड्यूटी ऑफ पोर्ट सिक्योरिटी फैसिलिटी ऑफिसर, उनका बात किया था हमने। तो that we all covered yesterday, and something we covered which is called a level of security. Okay, so generally our merchant navy is following 3 level of security: level 1, level 2, and level 3. That we discuss something. Okay, so I hope this all you might be remembering or to grab something. Okay, so always try to remember the things. So whatever we taught yesterday, something like a convention, which I told you, the last, safety of life at sea, this is called an international convention containing all the information concerning to your merchant navy, vessel, port, and all the persons those who are working in the ship or in the port. So all the rule and regulation concerning to the man and company and the port authority, everything is there in the books. So as per that, the whole merchant navy is carrying out the business. Okay. So one thing is called international convention, that was earlier 1974 was going on. Now it is amended and made 2010 plus. Okay. Latest one. And thereafter we discuss something concerning to your ship security plan. So always you must have some planning before you do or go anything. That is not here only. It is everywhere in the life. Everywhere in the life. We have to plan for each and every occasion, each and every. So even if you think just a simple birthday, then also you are planning for everything. So how to do, what to bring, to whom we should call, and how to celebrate. So that is called a planning. So here also planning is very essential. Why? Because when sometimes somebody approaching and coming to ship for attack, that time we should have some concrete plan. Okay, so planning is very essential. That is called a ship security plan. So whenever somebody going to come to ship, before that we should have some planning, how to protect, how to face. Okay, so mean a plan developed to ensure that the application of measure on board the ship designated designed to protect person on board, cargo transport unit, ship stores, or the ship from the risk of security incidents. So always we must take care concerning to something which is called a cargo transport unit, ship stores and all. Okay, so risk of security must be assessment and planning. Okay, so it is very essential to do the assessment and plan. Assessment, how we can do that? All we can do by on scene security survey. ऑन सीन सिक्योरिटी सर्वे. ओके, सो अगर हम ऑन सीन सिक्योरिटी सर्वे बोलेंगे तो अपने आंख से देखते हुए थ्रेट को किस तरह का है, कितने लोग हैं, क्या वेपन क्या कर सकता है और क्या नहीं कर सकता है, दिस ऑल थिंग्स वी हैव टू सी, दैट इज कॉल्ड ऑन सीन सिक्योरिटी सर्वे. सो अपने आंख से देखते हुए थ्रेट को कितना कैसा है, कितना डैमेज कर सकता है, कितना हार्म कर सकता है, ये सब देखते हुए हम उसका असेसमेंट करेंगे. ओके, सो फर्स्ट वी शुड नो okay how to assess the threats, and after assessment we have to go for the planning, and after planning we have to go for the implementation of the so we should implement the technique, the trick, how to protect our ships, crew and cargo concerning to cargo ship, and if you are the passenger ship, then ship crew and passengers to be protected. Okay, so that is only assessment and plan. Okay, next, the duty of SSO, the overall in charge. Okay, he is responsible for the master also, and he lies with the company security officer and port facility security officer. That is only SSO. Okay, and if you talk for others, that is company security officer. He also a person designated by the company to ensure that the ship assessment is carried out, that a ship security plan is developed, submitted for approval, and thereafter implemented and maintained for the liaison with port facility security officer and the ship security officer. So port facility officer and ship security officer, SSO and PFSO के साथ CSO का लाइजन होना चाहिए, एंड डिस्कस करना है कि अगर कोई थ्रेट्स है, कोई अटैक है, by the sea pirate, by जहाज लेकर या some terrorism, then what preventive action to be taken to protect our man and material, our man and material. So that is also important. Okay, so if CSO is there, then they lies with the SSO, the security officer, and lies with the port facility security officer, PFSO. Okay, to know, to assess the threats, and accordingly they have to go for the planning and implementation. Okay, and if you talk for the PFSO or the port facility security officer, they also lies with the CSO, company security officer, and SSO, ship security officer. Okay, to know the threats and take the privilege to tell them to do the action accordingly, so that we can safeguard the ship, crew and cargo. Okay, that is a port facility security officer duty. Okay, so assessment, planning, implementation is all the. Okay, so after this, this is a person who is supposed to carry out the duty of the ship security in charge, SSO, PFSO, and CS. If you come down and see something for the level of security, which I covered yesterday, I hope you all understand. Level of security means we have 3 levels of security. Level 1 in normal time, level 2 when threats are imminent, and level 3 when something is going to be attacked, where there is chances to have the man. Okay, where there is a threat for the person, for the man. Okay, so when the something is there which is called a terrorism, that time it's a matter of safety of the life. Okay, so if something is like that, means that the level for which the further specific technical measures shall be maintained, limited period. Okay, so always we must think what our ships are doing, what merchant naval ships are doing. So our ships are doing, carrying out the business, and if we carrying out the business, then we face not many problems, depend upon the time and situation. Okay, sometimes when ship is passing through some of the place where the some unauthorized persons are over there who indulge with some illegal activities. Okay, that is called a pirates and hijackers. Okay, so level 1, level 2, and level 3. It is also very important to think about it and implement accordingly, depending upon the time and situation. But one thing you keep it in your mind, that our ship is carrying out the business, and if business remains closed for a long time, then it is a yeah. Level 1, level 2 and level 3. Okay, level 1, generally the level 1 means the level for which minimum appropriate protective security measures shall be maintained at all times. So minimum means minimum appropriate protective security measure means if there is no threat, if there is no chances to have any sort of some theft, piracy or something happen. Okay, so if there is no threat, then there is no point to go in the higher level of the security. So during normal peaceful time, there is no threat, no person is moving around the port or in the channel or in the ship. So that time, if everything is normal, there is no threats around the ship, then we should around the port also. Then we should go and remain in the level 1 and carry out the business, loading and discharging of the man and material, cargo or passengers. Okay. So that is level 1, the peace time, normal time, when there is no threats. Okay, number 1. And if you talk for number 2, that is level 2. In level 2, always we must take some additional protective security measures. Additional protective security measures means in the level 2, when threats are imminent, this factor increase, and around the people, around the ships, around the port, around the ships, if some of the person illegally moving here and there and doing something which is not safe for the ships, then we should change our level from level 1 to level 2. Okay, so when we go to level 2, that time we should have all the business continuously, not to interrupt the business, but under strict supervision. Under strict supervision, we should. Okay, so this is very essential to know. So level 1, normal peaceful time, peace time, and level 2, when threats are imminent, खतरा बढ़ गया है, उस समय पे हम लेवल 2 में रहेंगे. इस टाइम पे हम जितने भी लोग आएंगे जाएंगे शिप में, everybody will be checked thoroughly, either the man or the material. ओके, अगर कोई आदमी आता है, कोई सामान लेके आता है, कुछ भी आता है, वो सबको thoroughly चेक होना चाहिए, और चेक होने के बाद अपने रजिस्टर में सबका नाम लिखना होना चाहिए, लॉग करने के लिए, और लॉगिन करने के बाद उसको लेवल 2 में है तो डिपार्टमेंट से आदमी बुलाना है और उसके साथ में किसी को भेज देना. जो भी सामान लेके आया है, जो भी काम करने के लिए आया है, जिस डिपार्टमेंट का आया है, उस डिपार्टमेंट के बंदे को साथ में इससे लेके जाना है शिप के अंदर, और काम करवाने तक साथ में ही रहना है. जैसे काम कंप्लीट हो गया के द्वारा उससे वापस लाके गैंगवे पे छोड़ना है. ठीक है, ये क्या हो गया? Okay, so level 1 or level 2. But when something, there are live threats are there. If sometime when there is a live threat, something like a bombardment, bombing, terrorist attack. Okay, so in this situation, or sometimes somebody open the fire, so that is the time when that is called a live threat. So if the live threat is there, then we should not carry out the business. Why? Because you know, safety is very essential. If I am not safe, then I will not be able to carry out or do any activity. So always must think, isn't it? So always when something is there, some life threats are there, there is some type of attack, something attack like terrorism and all, bombing and all, or sometimes some illegal activities are going on. That time we cannot remain in the level 1 and 2. Why? Because here there is a life threat, bombardment going on. Okay, and bullet is continuously firing from 1 to 1 end. So that is a situation. It becomes something like a terrorist attack. So during terrorist attack, or if there is any threat, something which is concerning to the safety of life, that time we can't remain in the level 1 or level 2. We have to shift over the level 3. Okay, in level 3, nothing, no business to be carried out. Everything to be closed down. Okay, so if something is going on, that is to be stopped then and there, and thereafter everybody must be isolated from the ship. Only the ship staff supposed to remain in the ship, and thereafter they should think and decide. Orders by the port facility security officer and sometime from the CSO, only company security officer. Okay, so they will tell us yes what action to be taken, whether to remain in the port or to leave and move towards the anchorage. Okay, so that is very essential to know. Level 3, during level 3, number 1, there is no business. All the business to be stopped then and there when level 3 is implemented. Okay, that time no unnecessary movement. Okay, so always must ensure life threats are there. That time nobody will come to ship, anybody will go out from the ship. Number 1. Number 2, no business to be carried out. Okay, so nobody supposed to come on board or go. So when you are level 3, that time if anybody wanted to come to ship, then they will not be permitted. Okay, only the concerned person, only concerning to the ship, or you can say person from the security in charge, port security in charge, port security person, they can visit to ship to just monitor whether you are following the order of the port facility security officer or not. Okay, so level 3 generally there is no business, everything is stopped, no movement, no incoming, no outgoing. Whatever things was out, they are all supposed to remain out. Those who are in the ship, they are also supposed to remain in the ship. Okay, and if threats are something more than this, then we can go for the anchorage also. Before that, we have to confirm from the port facility security officer. Same time, we must confirm from the ship security officer, or you can say company security officer. So after getting approval by the company security officer and port facility security officer, then SSO can take the conference, and thereafter he tells the master to we can move out from the port. Why? Because in the port there is a threat. It's called live threat. Somebody, when Paresh attack is going on, so that time we have to take the permission by the company owner, by the company person, or by the chief staff. And after finalize, after decision taken by everyone that what action to be done, so safety, to remain safe, that your anchorage, ship is at anchorage is more safer than the port. So try to just take out the mooring rope from the jetty and move towards the open sea and give the lay on the anchor and remain over there during level 3 till the time the level 1 or 2, or you can say not improve the level. Okay, so when level 1 is there, everything can go in the smooth manner, in the normal searching procedures. And if something gone more serious, something like that is a threat imminent. Okay, so that time we have to think for the strict, we have to go for the strict security in level 2, and if something go beyond, then level 3, no business, nobody should remain in the port. Ship should just lift the anchor and go to move towards the port sea and drop the anchor and remain in the sea. That is in the level 3 when threats are more, or you can say there is a life threat. Okay, so during terrorist seminar, there is a life threat. So always must take proper care and safeguard the ship crew and cargo. Okay, so that is level 1, level 2, and level 3. I hope it is clear to everyone. Duty and responsibility of the SSO, CSO, and TFSO. I think it is also clear to everybody. Anybody have any questions, query, doubt in this, then please come up. Otherwise, we'll just move forward and go to some other topic.
Understood.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Mr. Dhankar. Okay, okay,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
okay, okay. Any
Yes, sir.
questions, any query, any doubt in this?
No, sir. No doubt. Okay, sir.
One more secret number is you are supposed to know. Something is called a IMO number. IMO number. IMO number. I hope you all know about this. Those who are serving in the ship or those who serve in the ship. IMO number. Anybody can tell what is the IMO number?
Yes, sir.
IMO number in the ship. शिप का एक ऊपर नंबर होता है जिसे हम बोलते हैं शिप का रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर. ठीक है, उसका एक्चुअल नाम है IMO नंबर. ठीक है, वो हर एक शिप में होता है जिससे हम शिप के बारे में आइडेंटिफिकेशन कर सकते हैं, पता कर सकते हैं कि वो शिप का क्या नाम है, कौन सा टाइप का शिप है और किस कंट्री में रजिस्टर्ड है और कब का रजिस्टर्ड है, सब डिटेल उसके अंदर होता है. ठीक है, दैट इज वन इन द रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर लॉग्ड इन द शिप. शिप के ऊपर लिखा होता है शिप का नाम, देन उसके नीचे आपका पोर्ट ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन, उसके नीचे आपका IMO नंबर लिखा होता है. ओके, IMO नंबर कितने डिजिट के होते हैं पहले ये मालूम होना चाहिए. IMO नंबर होता क्या है मिस्टर दयाल? दयाल कुमार, आर यू एबल टू हियर मी?
Yes, sir. I am able to hear you, sir.
हाँ, तो IMO नंबर के बारे में बताइए क्या होता है वो.
Sir, IMO नंबर एक आइडेंटिफिकेशन नंबर है जिससे जहाज के बारे में पता चलता है कहाँ पर है, क्या है करके. और IMO का नंबर
कितने डिजिट के होते हैं, कुछ आइडिया है? कहाँ कहाँ लिखा होता है?
सर वेसल के आगे एक फॉरवर्ड में लगता है, इंजन रूम में लिखा रहता है सर.
हाँ हाँ हाँ. और
बीच में
पीछे आफ्टर में.
हाँ, पीछे स्टर्म लिखा रहता है. ठीक है,
यस सर.
उसमें जो IMO नंबर है वो कितने डिजिट के होते हैं, कितने अक्षर के होते हैं वो? कभी भी कोई भी. हाँ बोलिए बोलिए, स्पीक स्पीक.
7 digits, sir.
7.
आप हमसे पूछ रहे हैं, ये बता
14,
रहे हैं आप.
14, sir. 14.
Sir, 7 digit. 7 digit.
Yes, 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 correct. Those who are telling this is really 7-digit number, that is called a 7-digit unique number. Okay, which contain all the information in that word. Okay, in that letter. So in this there is 7-digit number that have all the information concerning to that ship. Okay, so that is called a registration number of the ship. Actual name of that is called a IMO number, which have 7 figures, so 7 digit of unique number. Okay, which is generally written in the forward part in the both the bow and stern, and engine room also, which is written over there. Okay. Okay, so this is contain all the information concerning to the ship. Okay, so that is very essential to know about it. Why? Because by feeding that number into the internet, you will come to know whole detail of the particular ship. Okay, so that is called IMO number, 7-digit unique number. जिसमें सब इंफॉर्मेशन है. अगर नंबर डालते हैं तो आपको इंटरनेट के ऊपर पूरे जहाज का डिटेल आ जाएगा. ये शिप कब कमीशन हुआ था, ये शिप किस टाइप का है, कहाँ से कहाँ ट्रेवल करता है, कहाँ से कहाँ कैरी करता है कार्गो वगैरह, और प्रेजेंटली इसके अंदर कौन मास्टर है, कौन चीफ ऑफिसर है, कौन चीफ इंजीनियर है, ये इंफॉर्मेशन भी उसमें होता है. ओके, so that is called IMO number, 7 digits of unique number. Okay. During level 1, what action to be taken, or what concerning all the things to be carried out in the ships. Okay, so during level 1, everybody must know for the level 1 to ensure the performance of all port facility security officer duties. Okay, so लेवल 1 के अंदर क्या क्या करना है, क्या क्या होता है, उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा डिटेल देख लेंगे एक बार. ओके, इंश्योरिंग द परफॉर्मेंस ऑफ द port facility security duties, controlling access to the port facility. Number 3, monitoring of the port facility, including anchoring and boarding area. Number 4, monitoring restricted area to ensure that the only authorized person have access. So always you must think during level 1, during level 2, and during level 3. Okay, so always you must think that when the level 1 or in the level 2, the ship is divided into some of the part which is called a restricted area. So always the concerned person to visit only to the concerned department. So if anybody working in the engineering department, there is no point to visit bridge. Okay, or anybody working in the bridge, there is no point to visit engine room. Okay, so always must take proper care and visit only in the concerned department, like engine room person to engine room and deck department to bridge or upper deck. Okay, so always must think. Okay, that is very essential to have the restricted area. Okay, so the area which is marked restricted for the individual. Okay, concerning persons should visit, not everybody. Supervising the handling of cargo also very essential. If any things are coming to ship, that only authorized things supposed to come to ship, no unauthorized. Okay, so if cargo is coming, then only cargo for which is assigned, that cargo should come to ship. Along with the cargo, something else also coming, that is wrong. So nothing should come. Those who are going to carry out the loading or discharging duty, that person supposed to ensure that only authorized things supposed to come to ship. Nothing should come along with the authorized cargo, some illegal item, something like a weapon, drugs, alcohol and all. Okay, narcotics. So never. That is to be ensured by the supervising the handling of cargo. Okay, cargo in charge. Then next we call it supervising the handling of ship's store. So whatever things are coming for the ship's consumption, that is also to be ensured by the person who is handling. Only required items supposed to come. So if we demand a apple, one box, only apple should come. Along with the apple, no anything by which ship can get damage, that is called a explosive and all, never supposed to come along with that. So always must ensure by the person who is looking up the. हाँ बोलो धनकर, your mic is on. Put the mic off. Put the mic off. Okay, so supervising of handling of cargo, ship store. Okay, ensure that security communications is readily available. So always you should have the proper communication to pass the message when something happen or happening around the ship. Okay, so you should always have the contact number of the SSO. Out of ship if is a PFSO, port facility security officer, who is generally in charge of the ship security and port also. So on board ship, the SSO, on company TSO, on port, the port facility security officer. So if anything happening, that we must pass to them, discuss with them, and try to resolve the issue. Okay, never going to remain for long time to remain in the level 3. Level 3 only in the limited period. Why? Because in level 3 we stop all the business, and if business get stopped, then company is not going to get any money. If they are not going to get any money, then he will not be able to pay you any money. Okay, so it is all chain reaction. Okay, connected with each other. So always we must try to resolve the issue, and thereafter we should continue with the business. Okay, level 1, 2, and 3. Level 1 normal supervision, level 2 strict supervision, and level 3 no business, everything to be stopped and move towards the safe position, that is in the anchorage, if not safe in the port. Okay, we should have we should maintain some record. Okay, so always you must ensure, if you are going to carry out the duty of security in charge on board ship, then you should know the records. क्या क्या रिकॉर्ड हमें मेंटेन करना है, इसके बारे में भी थोड़ा आपको आइडिया होना चाहिए. ओके, सो समटाइम ऑन बोर्ड शिप we are carrying out the training, drill and exercises. So during training, drill and exercises, whatever we are doing, that all things to be maintained in the logbook. उसमें लिखना है कब किस डेट को किस टाइम तक हमने शिप सिक्योरिटी का एक्सरसाइज किया है, ठीक है, और क्या क्या कवर किया है. तो उसके बारे में होना चाहिए. पहला, to maintain or to have the records. First, training, drill and exercises, number 1. Number 2, we should have the security threats and security incidents. Security threats and security incident. Number 3, breach of security. Number 4, change in level of security. 1 to 3. Then we should have the communication related information. So if anything there, that is to be discussed accordingly. Okay, the next is probably internal audit and review of the security activities. Whatever we did, that is also to be audited by the expert person, and should tell this, yes, where the lacking behind, or what is the good and what is the bad. Okay, so we should have the audit also for whatever things happen, internal audit, and then review if anything. So if something did which is already not done correctly, so after review it will come to light, and then for next time we should improve and do accordingly. So there should not be any lacking behind. Okay, periodic review of the ship security plan. Okay, whatever planning we are doing to protect our ship, that is called a ship security plan. So planning also to be reviewed. Every time, every planning is not similar. So all the threats even not similar. So it's all depend upon the time and situation, types of threats. Then we should, whatever we did earlier, we should not remain on the same formula, same pattern. Okay, so always we must review the ship security planning and take the necessary action accordingly. Okay, so change if required. Then implementation of the any amendment to the plan. अगर planning में कुछ changes किया है, कुछ amendment किया है, so that is to be implemented. Okay, then maintenance, calibration, testing of any security equipment. Whatever things we have in the ship concerning to the security, that everything to be maintained and calibrate. Okay, and required, then test it. And after testing, if it is found satisfactory, then preserve. Okay, So this all record must be maintained in the tip. Okay, training drill, security threats, breach of security, changing of the security level, then internal audit, periodic review of the chip security plan, implementation of the any amendment in the plan, or you can say maintenance, calibration, testing of any security equipment that is also required. Okay, so this all record we must maintain. Understood something? This all record, whatever I said, it is not possible to remember here. But when you go to ship, it's all files are there. And according to that, everything is mentioned over there. Okay, so if when you go, you can just have a look, or sometime when the exercise is going on, that time also they tell everything. So if you like to go for a study and all see something, then you can ask and see the records, what happened earlier with whom. Okay, so all the records are there. We should ask, we should see, and accordingly we should plan and fight with the threats. बोलिए 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 धनकर गला सूख गया बोलते बोलते
नहीं कंटिन्यू
कंटिन्यू नहीं करेगा ब्रेक करेगा ठीक है just take a break for 5 minutes, let me have some water and then we'll okay
कितना टाइम की ब्रेक सर?
दयाल 5 minutes
सर भाई मैं तो बहुत काम है यार.
ठीक है 10 मिनट कर लो
आय है शादी सेरा. ओके.
सचिन दा
बोल योगेश भाऊ.
किती मिनिटाचा दिलाय ब्रेक?
10 मिनिटाचाच दिलेला.
हा हा
योगेश भावने आहे ऑनलाईन.
हा बोला बोला.
शंकरराव फोनवर येतो.
हाय तुय गेले म्हणा सगळ्यांना सोडून गेले तिकडे लगेच क्लासवरून.
ऐकायला येते काय?
सोडून गेले म्हणजे
ओ क्लास
अहो संपलं आमचं सगळं त्यामुळे त्याला
काय राव असं कुठं असतं का? तुम्ही या पोचले आता शिपवरती, आम्ही अजून क्लासेस करतोय.
बरोबर
हा
हा हा. वगैरे. एक मिनिट. तुम्ही विंडोज इन्स्टॉल कधी केलेला लास्ट टाइम? कधी केलं दिसणार नाही पण काय बोलतोय? एक मिनिट.
भाई सर आए नहीं आज तक। हेलो।
आए नहीं भाई, अभी तक नहीं आए।
चलो कोई बात नहीं, सर को ऐश करने दो।
तब तक
कोई
अपन
बात
क्या
नहीं, कोई बात। भाई मुझे ये बताओ, ये अब ये अपने एग्जाम जो भी है अपने कोर्स है, इसकी फीस कितनी है?
फीस रहेगी भाई, ये कोई 14,000 रहेगी।
कितनी?
14,000।
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही भाई।
14,000, 14,000।
14,000 है बस टोटल?
हाँ, 5 कोर्स की।
सीडीसी बुक बनाने का कितना खर्चा आ जाता है, जो सीडीसी बुक चाहिए हमें?
वो नहीं मालूम भाई।
आपकी सीडीसी बुक बनी नहीं?
मैं तो बहुत पुराना बंदा हूँ भाई, मैं ट्रेनिंग करके बनाई है।
आपकी बनी हुई है ना?
हाँ हाँ।
ओके, आप कौन सी कंट्री में घूमाए?
मेरे 15-20 कंट्री हो गए, ऑस्ट्रेलिया, कनाडा, ब्राजील, वियतनाम,
ओके,
चाइना, इंडोनेशिया, फिलीपींस सब हो गए। गल्फ।
सही है भाई, गुड। ठीक है, तो भाई ये तो इसके एग्जाम कितने हैं कोर्स के?
5 एग्जाम रहेंगे।
एक टाइम जो करना हो।
सर आगे क्या?
मिस्टर दीपक गौड़े।
आगे सर, आगे।
हाँ आगे में थोड़ा कुछ काम में बिजी हो जाता हूँ तो फिर
सॉरी सर।
तो कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं सर, कोई बात नहीं।
नहीं बात तो है ना, क्योंकि जो टाइम कवर करना है
ना
वो
ना
तो
सर,
होना
कोई
चाहिए।
बात नहीं, आप तो हमारे पिता समान है, जो मर्जी कर सकते हो आप तो। कोई बात नहीं।
अरे ऐसा नहीं होता है यहाँ पे वैसे कोई बात नहीं है। ओके, so level 1, 2 and 3, I hope it's all clear to everybody. Anybody have any question, query, doubt in this, then you can ask me. Otherwise we'll just go for the security assessment. Okay, how to assess the security threats. तो जो भी थ्रेड्स है, जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स है, जो भी कोई अटैक करने के लिए चिप में आने वाला है, तो उसका हम पहले असेसमेंट करते हैं। ठीक है, तो असेसमेंट इज वेरी एसेंशियल, सो बाय व्हिच वी कम टू नो द पावर ऑफ द पर्सन those who are coming to ship for attacking. Okay, so first is called security assessment. Okay, so how we can do the security assessment? That all we can do it by the on scene security survey. Okay, so security assessment is a risk based decision making tool. Okay, तो क्या रिस्क है, क्या प्रॉब्लम है, क्या, तो उसके बारे में पहले हमें थोड़ा सा जानकारी करना है, होना चाहिए। ठीक है, so first we should go for the security assessment. How we can do the assessment of the security? That all we can do as per the on scene security survey. On scene security survey. Okay, so हम देखते हुए असेसमेंट करेंगे कि थ्रेट कैसा है, क्या है। तो उसके लिए कुछ टूल्स होते हैं, जैसे असेसमेंट टूल्स। ओके, हाउ वी कैन असेस। ओके, सो दैट इज नंबर 1. If you talk about the assessment tool, that is number 1 is our physical security. Okay, हमारे पास किस तरह का physically security है। The ship security assessment must add the following area of the ship that damage or use of for illicit purpose could endanger people, property, operation the ship or within the port facility. Number 1, we should have the physical security. So physically what we have, that is very essential. कितने लोग है, क्या कर सकते हैं, क्या नहीं। So physical security is number 1, that you can see around the ship, in the port, or when sometime in the anchorage, then we should carry out the lookout all around the ship.
हाँ होतं, माझ्याकडे रन होतंय.
क्या हो गया?
माझा अंदाज बरोबर आहे. तुम्ही ऑपरेट सॉफ्टवेअर जो आहे तो 64 64 बिटचा डाउनलोड केलेला आहे आणि तुमची ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टीम 32 बिटची आहे. आणि हा तोच येतोय, कारण ती लोकांनी त्यांचा जो सॉफ्टवेअरची कम्पॅटेबिलिटी आहे ना ती 64 बिट ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टमची आहे. तुम हा आणि
भाई माइक
तुमची
बंद कर
compatible
अपना.
नाहीये कारण तुमची ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम आहे ना ती 64 बिट.
अरे भाई
मिस्टर कसारे, अपना हाँ माइक ऑफ कर दीजिए आप. हाँ ठीक है, ठीक है.
हाँ सर किया.
माइक ऑफ कर दीजिए. आपका डिस्कशन आ रहा है सर पब्लिक के बीच में. ओके. तो फिजिकल सिक्योरिटी, that all person those are going to keep a vision around the ship or around the sea. Okay. Or sometime when you're standing in the port, then both the sides, the sea facing and other jetty side. Okay. That is physical security. Structural integrity of the ship and port facility. So whatever we have the internal integrity, that also to maintain. Number 3, personal protective systems, जो भी शिप में है जिससे हम उसे आने से रोक सकते हैं. That all we should have. Okay. So in this, one more thing is very essential. That is all called CCTV camera. Okay. So that is very essential to have in the gangway or surrounding. So if any movement, anything going to happen or anything somebody doing, then that all thing can be get recorded. So on that basis we can. So it is very essential to have the assessment can be done while watching, while looking the things. Okay, the personal protective system must be there. Then police and procedures. Okay. So whatever things we have to connect with the police and all, that also to be inform or intimate, or we should have the link with them. So if anything happen or going to be happen, or if you have any special movement by someone, then we should inform the concerned person and they should be called, and physically we should get the help by them. Okay. So that is number next. And next is communication system. Is also supposed to be. So communication system including radio and telecommunication should be available at all time. So if anything happen or anything required to pass from one city to another city, then physical, or you can say the communication system should be readily available. Okay, so that's called a assessment tools. Okay, so physical security, structural integrity, personal protective system, then police and procedures and communication system should be there. There is also assessment tool. These all things we can include, and physically we can see, and whatever things are happening around the ship, that all should be passed to the concerned authority by the communication. Okay, that is called on scene security survey. On scene security survey. They are called OSSS. Okay, OSSS. Called on scene security survey. Okay, so on scene security survey should examine and evaluate the existing shipboard security protective measures, produce and operations. Number 1, ensure the performance of all ships security duties. Okay, so that all things we should see physically. That is called on scene. तो अपने आँख से देखते हुए हम इंश्योर करेंगे कि परफॉर्मेंस कैसा है, क्या है शिप सिक्योरिटी ड्यूटी का. ठीक है. Then monitoring restricted area to prevent unauthorized access. Number 2, okay, so always we must have some of the area in the ships that's called a restricted area, something like a bridge, something like your engine room. So always concerned persons should visit there, know everybody. Unnecessary, without any job, without any reason, if anybody moving here to there is not permitted during this. Okay, so always we must have on scene security survey under which number 1, ensure the performance of all security duties. First, number 2, monitoring restricted area to prevent unauthorized access. So only authorized person supposed to visit to the authorized area. Okay, no unnecessary movement. Control access to the ship gangway where no unnecessary movement should be. So during on-scene security survey, only the required person, those who are supposed to visit, they should. Otherwise, try to stop them and tell them not to enter in the ship. Okay, so that's called controlling the access to the ship. So control करना, stop नहीं करना, is to control. So if anybody like to come, and it is very essential, then it's okay. But we should log his full detail in the books, his name, his past, his company, his contact numbers, and then thereafter what purpose for he visiting the ship, is everything should be mentioned, and to whom you want to meet, that is also to be. Then thereafter they should tell them, and otherwise if you're in the level 2, then call somebody from the department and send them along with them under the supervision. Okay, so he should go along with you, and on completion of job they must come back and should go out from the ship gangway. Okay, that is called a controlling access to the ship. Okay, Pradeep Kumar, are you
Yes,
able
sir.
to hear? Are you able to hear something?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, monitoring deck area and area surrounding the ship. So on upper deck, we should place some extra person, those who can carry out the lookout around the ship. No unauthorized person should move around the ship. Somebody in the jetty or somebody from the seaface side. Okay. So if somebody coming by the boat, then we must ensure that they should not come to ship by a illegal access, something called a anchor chain cable. When somebody anchor cables are lower, then they just take a support and come inside the ship through the anchor chain cable, so that all things to be monitored. And if somebody getting very close to ship, then ask them and tell them to get away from the ship, remain clear of the ship. That's called a monitoring deck area and area surrounding the ship. Okay, so always ensure no unnecessary person should move during the level 2. Or in level 3, there are no chances, there are no hope to visit anybody in the ship or in the surroundings. Okay, so that all depend upon the level of security 1, 2, and 3. Then supervision, cargo handling, and delivery of the ship's store. So when ship is carrying out the loading, discharging duties, carrying out the loading, discharging process, and sometime the ship's store also coming to ship, that time we must ensure that only the required cargo supposed to come to ship for which it is signed. Okay, no unnecessary or no any alternate, no any other item should come to ship. So sometime when we taking the cargo, and there's so many things which come along with the cargo to the ship, that is illegal thing, something like a weapon, something like a drugs, or something which is not supposed to. There's so many things which comes along with it, that should not be there. So only the required cargo for which we signed agreement taken, only those cargo supposed to come to ship. So always the person who is carrying out the supervising duty of the cargo loading and discharging, they must take the proper care and see the you have to ensure the handling of cargo. Okay, so only the cargo for which is supposed to, then that cargo should come. No any unnecessary or any other item along with the cargo should come to ship. Next, ensuring the readily available of the ship security equipment and communication system. Okay, so whatever system we have, something like AIS, called automatic identification system. Okay, so and communication system should be readily available to intimate, to inform the concerned authority, depend upon the situation, time and situation. Okay, so if required, then we should pass the communication and tell them. Okay, same time we can operate the AIS, only automatic identification system, which is located in the bridge. Okay, the next is called handling of unaccomplished baggage. So if anything coming to ship, something like a passenger ship, there are not many baggage are coming. So that baggage, what they contain, that all you should have the scanner in the gangway and scan the suitcase and whatever things is the personal luggage. Okay, that's called a accompanied unaccompanied baggage something. So There are so many times, there's so many luggage which is coming with the somebody hands. So on that we are not facing a lot of problem. But so many times we found that unaccompanied, just baggage coming, no persons are coming. Okay, so that time we should ensure more, take more care and ensure that only the required things supposed to come in the baggage, nothing else more than that. Okay, so always we must have the on scene security survey. Okay, before that we should assessment tool. So assessment also is very essential. If you talk about assessment, that all we should do on the risk basis, decision taken by the, okay, so making tools. So always we must have some assessment, then on scene security survey, then expert assistant, ship specification information. So if prior to the conducting the ship on scene security survey, collect the following information about the ship. Number one, general layout of the ship. Number one. Number two, location of the restricted area, including the navigational bridge, engine room, steering gear space, and other important equipment and machinery space. Okay, so these all places is called a restricted area. So that area supposed to be locked if not in use, or if not, then somebody should visit frequently to ensure that no unnecessary person, no unnecessary item should lay down or lying in the compartment, something which is called a navigational bridge, engine room, steering gear space, and other important equipment and machinery space. Okay, so nothing should be there. Next is called a access point, that is gangway, also to be monitored very strictly. If anybody coming, that should be checked and confirmed before he allowed to enter the ship. So access point also, and access point should have the recording facility, something which is called a CCTV. Okay, so if have the CCTV camera over there, then when somebody coming, then things go in the records. Who is coming, who is going, what they carry. So it is very important. In this, there's no any chances to have, or you can say misuse. Okay, so always you must have something like a CCTV fitted in the access point. That's called a gangway, from where the person and people are coming and going to the ship. Okay. Next, called a tidal change that could affect the vulnerability of the security of the ship. So depend upon the tide, high tide, low tide, high water, low water. During this activity, your ships are coming down and going up, coming down and going up. So that time, when sometime during low water, your mooring rope and ships becomes very similar and get close to the ship, close to the jetty. Okay, so that time there is chances to go from outside to the ship by jump or by mooring rope. So that is also required to make tidal changes. Always ensure that, okay, so tidal changes, during the tidal changes that could affect the validity of the security of the ship. So ensure that no unauthorized access or no unauthorized person should visit to the ship. Okay, the next is called a cargo space and stowaway arrangements. Okay, so cargo space, where we are keeping the cargo, and if you talk something for the stowaway, the storage arrangement. Okay, so if something called a cargo space and storage arrangement, there whatever things are lying over there, that always must ensure no unauthorized person should access to that point, or to just take a shelter and hide himself in that area. Okay, so that is very essential to have the cargo space and stowaway. That's also ship duty information. Check and close down the places. Location of the ship's store. Okay, where things are located. That also to monitor frequently. The location of the unaccomplished baggage. If any baggage which is not accompanied by anyone, that is also to be monitored. Okay, the next is called the number of shipboard personnel along with existing security duty and trainings. Those who are in the ship, they all must understand and carry out the security duty depend upon the time and situation. Okay, so must help to each other and try to carry out the security duty depend upon the time and situation and the condition. Okay, so that is also required. That okay, so next is called a point of access, that which I told you. Always remember, keep the things protected. The security assessment should be identify and examine. So always must have okay security measure and guidance. So whatever things are there, that everything to be measure and check and then allow to the okay protected item only which is not making any damage to the ship or making any harm to the personnel. Okay, like this item should not be taken on board by enemies, means that is called a protected item. So protected item is something like a bomb, explosive, RDX, okay, which is danger. Something like a drugs, alcohol, it is danger. So these are all things never to get on board ship. Okay, which I am not telling that this will not be carried. This all item can be carried by the ship, but it is to be sealed and packed and sign the agreement with this and should come in the ship and should take by the ship and go to the respective place where we supposed to deliver things. Okay, so that is all the transport or that is all you can say cargo. Okay, but lose anybody should not carry any item by which people can get affected. Ship can get affected. Something like a weapon, drugs, alcohol, narcotics. Okay, so understood? Next is called a security threats. Threats to the ship can rapidly change. There is so these all time to time it keep on changing. Okay, so always threats are not remain similar. Sometime in some other, sometime in some other. Okay, so it is change accordingly depend upon the time and situation. So always must have some new idea by them, and they use the so many other technique by which they try to bring the things to the ship. So always must have the security threats maintain no person, no item, something by which ship can get change. That is very essential to ensure and not permitted to bring on board. Okay, so threats to the ship can rapidly keep on changing, and if something keep on changing, then it is not so easy to handle the situation. But on that also we should try to check and then. Okay, so that is called a security threats. Then next is called a location, time delay, time day, time of day, and next types of ships, then type of cargo. These all things comes under this your security threats. So types of threats, if you talk something like that, damage to the ships or port facility caused by the explosive devices, something like a bomb, arson, sabotage, or vandalism. Okay, so types of threats. If you talk for the types of threats, number one, the ship security assessment should be consider all possible security threats that may include the following. Number one, damage to the ship or port facility caused by an explosive devices, something which is called a bomb, or something we can say arson, sabotage, and vandalism. Okay, so these four words is very important to know. Okay, explosive devices means bomb. Explosive devices means bomb. Okay, bomb can be any type, but if you say the explosive devices, that mean to say that bomb. Okay, so number one, by the explosive devices, bomb. Okay, so damage to the ship or port facility caused by an explosive devices, bomb, or by arson. If you talk about arson means damage by putting something under the fire. damaging anything by putting under the fire. तो अगर आग से जला के हम किसी चीज को डैमेज करते हैं, that is called a arson. Okay, so that is called arson, or you can say the next word that is called something called sabotage and vandalism. Sabotage and vandalism बोलेंगे तो किसी भी चीज को फिजिकली डैमेज करना, तोड़ फोड़ के नुकसान करना, that is called a sabotage or vandalism. Okay, so by explosive devices, number one, arson means by burning the things, that is called damage of things by the fire. Number three, sabotage, and number four, vandalism. Okay, so these are all threats. Okay, next call it hijacking, or the stealing of the ship or the ship personnel or the passengers. Okay, so hijacking, you all understand. Okay, sometimes some of the person who just take the ship, hijack the ship and take the ship under his custody, and thereafter they start traveling the people. Okay, so that is called a hijacking. Next is called a tampering with cargo. Sometimes some of the person who is just you can say damaging the cargo. Okay, that is called tampering. So by hitting, by doing anything which is making damage of the cargo, that is called a tampering with cargo. Okay, so sometimes somebody who is spoiling, or you can just damaging the cargo, that is called a tampering with cargo, or you can say tampering with stores or critical ship equipment. शिप के अंदर बहुत सारे इक्विपमेंट है, मशीनरी है, उसको भी तोड़ फोड़ के डैमेज करता है, दैट इज ऑल कॉल्ड arson, sabotage, vandalism. Okay, so if you are doing or spoiling or damaging anything by which the cargo, stores or critical ship equipment should not get damaged. So tampering with this all is not permitted, but sometimes somebody do, then we should ensure that nobody should do something like this. Okay, next we call
हेलो सर, सर
hello, हाँ
ये सिक्योरिटी वाला है चैप्टर,
हाँ जी,
ये सिक्योरिटी वाला ही है।
हाँ हाँ,
ठीक है सर, ठीक है, ठीक है,
टाइप ऑफ थ्रेट है ये,
ठीक है जी।
टाइप ऑफ थ्रेट्स, जो खतरा है ना शिप के ऊपर, किस तरह का होता है, किस किस तरह का खतरा होता है, उसके बारे में होते हैं। ठीक है, जो शिप के ऊपर क्या क्या होता है, डैमेज टू द शिप और पोर्ट फैसिलिटी caused by an explosive devices, that is called bomb. arson, arson बोलेंगे तो किसी चीज को जला के नुकसान करना, sabotage और vandalism किसी चीज को फिजिकली तोड़ फोड़ के नुकसान करना. So this whole thing happening in the ship. Okay, sometime when somebody in the port go for a strikes, or some other agency are coming on working over the ship, they are not taking the local labor, local person of the port for work, then they all go for the strike and they all start doing this whole thing. Okay, so they go for the arson, sabotage, vandalism. Okay, so अगर उनको काम नहीं मिलेगा, काम नहीं देंगे और वो काम करेंगे नहीं, तो ऐसे टाइम पे शिप को डैमेज करने वाले होते हैं. तो इट्स ऑल कम द इट्स ऑल्सो वन टाइप ऑफ थ्रेट by which our ship movement, our ship work get disturbed. Okay, so that is also required. Next is called hijacking. Hijacking also, you know that so ship or ship personnel should always be ready to face this out. So that's all hijacking, by which the hijacker take the ship away. That time we should know some technique and preventive measures should be taken by the each individual of the ship and protect the ship. That is all called hijacking. Then tampering with the cargo, ship's store or critical equipment in the ship. So sometimes when somebody come to ship, like a ship pirate or hijackers, then what they do? They generally tamper with the cargo. Tamper with the cargo, or you can say tamper with the ship's store, or sometimes you can just break, or you can say damage the critical equipment of the ship. Okay, so there are so many equipments are there that can be, if you make non-ops, if you break or damage, then your ship movement can get disturbed. Okay, so by which he get a lot of time to do the theft and robbery. Okay, so next, tampering with the cargo. Next we call it unauthorized access. Unauthorized access means only the authorized person supposed to come to ship. No unauthorized person is allowed to come to ship. That is all called a unauthorized access, including stowaway. Stowaway, which I told you. Okay, any unauthorized person who is coming to ship without legal document, without intimation, without information, and when ship move from one country to another country, then they also hide himself in the ship and move along with the ship to the other country. That is called a stowaway. Okay, so that is all unauthorized access. So always ensure that nobody should come to ship which is called a stowaway, and ensure that if anybody found, then we should try to give them all the facilities and move and take them to the next port. And after reaching over there, before that we must call to their country embassy and hand over them. Okay, that is the use of ships itself as a weapon. Use of ships itself as a weapon. Next point is called a smuggling of the weapon or the use of the ships transport. Okay, so if it's something say called a smuggling of weapon, sometimes there's some of the person who is authorized, but they carry the something like this along with the cargo. That's all called a weapon, and transporting from one country to another country. That all called a smuggling of weapon. Okay, so that should not be took place. Next, use of the ships itself as a weapon, or sometimes we can use our ship also like a weapon. But generally, these all things are not done by our ship's staff. Our ship's staff to use the ship itself as a weapon. What weapon do? When I press the trigger, one of the bullet just move full speed and hit to some of the person body or some of the place where they get injured or damaged. Okay, that is due to the force, due to the high speed movement of the bullet. Okay, that is also one thing. So that is the bullet one. But use the ship itself as a weapon. अगर हम ऐसा बोलेंगे तो हमारे शिप को, हम अपने शिप को यूज कर सकते हैं एज लाइक ए वेपन. बट दिस ऑल थिंग वी कांट डू एज ए seafarers. We cannot use our ship as a or do something like this activity to use our ship as a weapon. If we talk about the use of ship itself as a weapon, means the ship to move very faster and hit to some other ship. Okay, so this all thing cannot be done by the ship's staff. So if something is happen like this, it means that ship is under the command of the ship pirate or hijackers. Okay, so when they took over, then they don't bother for anything. They whatever they need, they want. If you're not able to get, then he asks to company also. Okay, so always ensure that your ship, use of the ship itself as a weapon is also a very serious issue. Always ensure. So this all things is done by the ship pirate or hijacker. When his demand is not fulfilled, then they take over the command and move the ship full speed and hit to other ship, by which the ships get damaged. And thereafter, lot many people also get injured or damaged or sink or something serious injury. So things happen something like that when the ship is used as a weapon. Next call attack from the sea while at berth, at anchor or at sea. Okay, so attack from the sea. Sometimes when ship is standing in the port or in the jetty and somebody coming by the boat and carrying the weapon, and there are just open fire on the ship. So by which also that's called attack from the sea while at berth. जब हम जहाज पे खड़ा है, जहाज खड़ा है किनारे में, उसमें में हमारे शिप के ऊपर कोई भी आके वेपन चला के और डैमेज करता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड अटैक फ्रॉम द सी विथ while at work. Okay, so always this is all the types of threats which we must always ensure nothing should go like this. Always ensure that ship and everything should be very safe and should remain safe at all time. Okay, business should continue and we should remain in the ship safely. So always ensure that no unnecessary movement, no unnecessary person, no unnecessary item or equipment should be bought on board ship. Okay, something which you can see here, the weapon. Okay, so there are so many types of weapons are there which is coming to ship. Now we'll just think and see something for which we call a searching procedure in the port or on ship. Okay, searching procedure in the ship or in the port. So generally we have all the facility available in the port when some of the vehicle or some of the person is moving from outside to inside in the gate. We have all the types of a scanner over there, or you can say CCTV camera over there, by which everybody get scanned out. Whatever things are coming, that is checked. Okay. So same thing we should have in the ship also. Nothing should come along with the cargo, which is danger for the ship's crew and cargo. That is all called a searching procedure. How to protect, how to search. Only the required item supposed to come to ship. So generally, what we have for the search of the luggage, baggage, and all container, we have the metal detector. We have the metal detector. You know, by which your body is scanned, and then they come to know if some metals are there in the body, then they come to know. Okay, so that is all called a metal detector. If anybody carrying any weapon or any equipment or any item in the body, then when they scan by the scanners, okay, top and down, you might have seen in the airport. Okay, so even sometimes when you visit in the mall, what they do, they also have the metal detector by which is searching in your body, not carrying any weapon at all. Okay, so that also a metal detector by which we can search and come to know any person carrying any fire weapon. Okay. Number two, baggage screening. So whatever baggage you are carrying, that should have only the authorized person, no unnecessary or no item by which ship or ship personnel can get affected. Okay, so always baggage to be checked, screened. Okay, something like you can see in the railway station or in the airport when you put your luggage, the person who is sitting over there, they just see in the screen what is contained in the bag. Okay, so that is called a baggage search or a baggage screening. Next called a metal detector. So baggage screening also can be done with a metal detector, or you can say vapor detector, or you can say X-ray machine. Okay, so if you talk about the metal detector, by which, okay, number one, vapor detector by the smell, okay, and X-ray by X-ray. That all you can see in the screen. Something physically what is happening, what is kept inside the ship. Okay, next. So baggage screening before the metal detector and baggage screening. Under the baggage screening, that is huge. Number one, metal detector. Number two, vapor detector, and number three, X-ray system. Okay, and number four is called a physical search. Physical search. So if anybody carrying anything, then we should check physically by search. Okay, so that is called physical search. So these all the things by which we can check and find out nobody should carry any sort of thing by which our ship or ship's personnel should get affected. Okay, understood? Any question, any query concerning to the search and searching procedure? That is a metal detector and baggage. Metal detector can be scanned just and see. Number two, baggage screening can be seen in the monitor. Okay, after screening, things are available there that can be seen outside in the screen. So that is called a baggage screening. Number in the baggage screening, number one, call a metal detector to detect any metal in the bag. Number two, we all can go for the vapor detector by which by a smell we can come to know whether they are carrying the some of the illegal item, something like a charas, ganja, bhang, afim, smacks, brown sugar. That is all called a drugs. Okay, so that is not permitted. That can be checked by the vapor, by the smell. Okay, next called a X-ray system. There also you can see everything physically in the screen, and if anything found, then we can simply tell them and ask them to just show me if you have anybody doubt. Next we call it physical search. Physical search means by feeling. Okay, so that is also very important. But we should have the personnel available according to the situation. Sometimes we have only male search party. They cannot search two ladies. So we should have both male and female. So if anybody, any male is coming, then male will search. If any females are coming, then female should search. Okay, so that is also a physical search by touching, by feeling. Okay, use of dogs. You know, dogs, that is sniffer dogs and all, they all things learn to know by the smell. Okay, so always ensure if you have dog in your ship or you can say in the port, a sniffer dog, then they will find out very easily by the smell. Okay, so that is also one type of search. That is called use of dogs. Okay, so next number is called a heavy baggage. Sometimes we have very heavy baggage, which is not possible to do physical scanning by the small machine. Okay, so that time we should have and check all the baggages in the port gate itself. Something like a big container which is coming. It is not possible to check personally in the port. So that time this is scanned over the gate only, and on the gate while coming, while passing there, they scan and see what is going, what is carried by this container. Okay, so that is all called a heavy baggage. Okay, then next is called a car and a small vehicle. Car, you know, down below they just put the mirror and look. If there is anything which is can be explored like a bomb and all, then that is to be searched and then allowed. Container security, which I told you, it is scanned in the gate itself. Okay, so always ensure that container must come before he load or whatever before he carrying. That is to be checked the whatever item supposed to go, that item supposed to remain in the container security. Okay. Next, container inspection method. How you can inspect that all by the X-ray machine. X-ray machines are fitted in the port gate. When the container coming, that container itself pass through that container get scanned, and whatever container inside will be seen by outside person in the security agency. So that's called container inspection method. Okay. I'm not asking anybody. I just keep on talking. So just to try to understand. If anybody feeling any not able to understand, then please come up and ask me so that I can explain and let you know. Okay, screening. Now we'll go something for the security action. What action to be taken during the search and all. So action required to be different security level. जैसे लेवल है वैसे लेवल पे हमें क्या क्या कैसे करना है उसके बारे में हमने बताया था ऑन इन सिक्योरिटी सर्विस बताया था हमने क्योंकि so we should know and learn something which is called a preventive action. So during level 1, during level 2, level 3. Level 1 is called a normal, level 2 is called a heightened, level 3 is called a exceptional. Okay, exceptional. Level 1 is called normal, level 2 is called a heightened, level 3 is called a exceptional. So by this name also you can call. Okay, when level 1 is there, you can say normal, means that is level 1. Okay, sometimes it's called a heightened, means it is level 2. Or sometimes it says exceptional. Exceptional means that is level 3. So level 3 generally we are not implementing for long time. Why? Because by this we get affected by our shift business. Okay. So we remain in level 3 only for very limited period of time. Limited period of time. If you talk something for the level 3 in Mumbai port, then it will happen only when the attack took place in the Hotel Taj, Oberoi, CST and Kam Hospital. Okay, that time our port, Indira port, okay, Indira terminal, which has gone in the level 3 for a strike for a period of 3 days. Otherwise, till the time when it is taken by the Indian that time, from that beginning to till now, no any time come when this ship go under the security level 3. So level 3 it was gone only during the 26/11 attack for a 3 days period. That time so many cargoes we supposed to take from Mumbai to other ports was delayed. Okay. So level 1 is called normal, or you can say level 2 is called heightened, or you can say exceptional, indicating level 3. तो लेवल इसका हम जो नाम बोल रहे हैं अलग अलग नाम से हम बोलते हैं लेवल 1, लेवल 2, लेवल 3, और यू कैन से नॉर्मल, हाइटेंड और एक्सेप्शन. ओके. एक्शन टू बी टेकन इन द वेरियस सिक्योरिटी लेवल. क्या क्या एक्शन लेना है, क्या क्या करना है, दैट ऑल वी कैन सी. तो वन ऑफ द थिंग्स व्हिच इज कॉल्ड एज BMP4. ओके. BMP4 is called a best management practice which contain all the information concerning to the ship security. Okay. So whatever things are there, that all things are here also in the action to be taken at various security level. तो लेवल 1 में है तो क्या क्या एक्शन लेंगे, लेवल 2 में है तो क्या क्या एक्शन लेंगे, लेवल 3 में तो क्या क्या एक्शन लेंगे, ये हमने वैसे एक्सप्लेन तो कर दिया है आपको. ठीक है. लेवल 1 इज नॉर्मल, लेवल 2 इज हाइटेड, और लेवल 3 इज फॉर एक्सेप्शनल. ओके. तो लेवल 1 में नॉर्मल सर्च करेंगे, लेवल 2 में थॉरो सर्च करेंगे, एंड लेवल 3 में हम कोई सर्च नहीं करेंगे, कोई बिजनेस नहीं करेंगे, सब कुछ बंद कर देंगे. शिप को अगर चाहिए तो सेल करके और सी में जाके एंकर डाल के उधर खड़ा रहेंगे. दैट टाइम नो बडी विल कम इन और नो बडी विल गो आउट फ्रॉम द शिप. दैट इज लेवल 3. ओके. लेवल 1, लेवल 2 और लेवल 3. ओके. अंडरस्टूड. So we'll just have a break for another 5-10 minutes, and then we'll again reassemble by the 4:15. Okay, take a break.
ओके सर.
कितने टाइम की ब्रेक है भाई? कितने टाइम की ब्रेक है?
15 मिनट बोला सर. 4:15 को आएगा बोला.
आधा घंटा ब्रेक है भाई. वो 4:15 बोला है, वो 4:30 को आएगा.
हाँ सही है.
लेकिन अच्छा सिखाता है.
कितनी देर के लिए भाई ब्रेक लगा है?
Please come back and join us.
हुआ?
Hello. Welcome back, everybody. Please come and join us. Break time is over now. Time is 4:15. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everybody there? Mr. Yogesh Babani. Yogesh Babani, please show your face. हाँ, जरा फेस दिखाइए ऊपर में, नहीं तो हो जाएगा absentee. हाँ, गुड. नींद आ रहा है क्या बाबनी? Are you getting sleep?
No sir.
Time is 4:15, my dear.
Okay sir.
Okay, Mr. Yadav, Pradeep Kumar, Chauhan, then Pitambari, Dang,
Yes sir,
Shankar,
Chauhan.
Kesare, Mr. Puran Singh. Okay, हाँ, माइक ऑन किया. माइक बंद कीजिए, माइक बंद कीजिए. हाँ, माइक. ओके, माइक बंद कीजिए अपना अपना. ओके, कंटिन्यू. ओके, मिस्टर विद्या चौहान.
जी सर.
ओके, मिस्टर परवेज आलम.
सर सतीश चौहान.
Yes, sir.
हाँ, सतीश चौहान. ओके, प्रेजेंट. मेघुलकर.
Yes sir.
ओके, वेरी गुड. बलकार सिंह, all are there. Tomorrow is holiday. Don't worry. Tomorrow you can relax. Tomorrow full day is holiday. Tomorrow is Sunday. You can enjoy, and we will meet you on Monday. Okay. So ये बलकार सिंह कहाँ बैठा है? के पीछे घर बन रहा है. बलकार सिंह घर बना रहा है क्या? Okay. So we'll start now and we'll continue with the classes for another 45 minutes, and then we will.
Khurshid Ali.
Khurshid
Ali.
क्या बोल रहे हो?
खुर्शीद अली सर प्रेजेंट है.
हाँ, प्रेजेंट है.
Okay.
चलिए, continue with the class. So there is some of the part in the shape. Level 1 to 3 that you all understand. I think it is always normal time, and when threats are imminent, they are heightened and restricted. Okay, so that are level 1, 2, and 3, which I already covered to you. So always.
सर रोज 22 कर भी.
बोलो क्या हुआ? Hello. Anybody like to say something?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
No, somebody said something.
Music fine, sir. Fine, sir.
Okay. So level 1, by other name, if you call, it's called normal. If you call normal, that is indicating level 1. If you call heightened, it's indicating level 2. If you indicating calling exceptional, it's called a level 3. So level 1, 2, 3 also you can call. Otherwise, you can call by the normal, heightened, and exceptional. That is also indicating the level 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so when sometime in level 1, it's called normal, is indicating level 1. When say heightened, is also indicating level number 2, and exceptional, if you say, that's indicating level number 3. Okay, so always we must ensure by this either say level 1, 2, or 3, or you can say normal, heightened, or exceptional. So always we should know about the level 1, level 2, and level 3. This all depend upon the time and situation. So some of the area in the ship which is called a restricted area, and you also know unnecessary movements should not be there. So if you are working in the engine room, you try to remain in the engine room or in the cabin. Don't try to visit bridge or any other places or any other compartment where you're not supposed to. Okay, during the attack or during the area when the ship is passing through area, ship pilot or hijacker infected area, that time we must take proper care and remain in the restricted area where we are supposed to. So if you talk about the restricted area in the ship, number 1 is called a navigational bridge. Okay, that is bridge from where the ship is controlled. Number 2 is called the engine room, from where the engines are controlled. Number 3 is called a steering gear, that is from where your ship is controlled. For the steering means turning the ship left to right or right to left or move straight, that is all by the steering gear. Okay, so that is also a compartment. And next called a crew accommodation, where you all going to remain or going to stay in the ship. Okay, that are all your cabins. Okay, so that cabin also should not be visit unnecessary one to other two. Okay, so during that situation, during the any situation, something like a heightened or exceptional, that time people should remain in the on accommodation area. Then cargo tanks, cargo holds, also cargo pump room, then storage storage locker for the ship store, then spaces containing danger goods, something like a hazardous substance. So if there is any place where the general danger goods are carried, never try to visit those area also. Okay, electrical equipment room, never visit unnecessary. Those person are connected with this, they should go. Otherwise, everybody not supposed to visit electrical equipment room also. Then ventilation and air conditioning equipment room. Okay, only the concerned person, no unnecessary person supposed to visit. Then portable water system, emergency respirator equipment room. Then similarly, key area essential to the security and safe operation of the ship. So always try to remain in the area where you are all supposed to during all heightened or you can say exceptional. So it's all area marked as a restricted area, that is called a division bridge, engine room, steering gear breakdown, crew accommodation, cargo tanks, cargo holds, cargo pump, storage locker, space contain danger goods, then electrical equipment room, ventilation and air condition room, and water portable water systems room or emergency respirator equipment room. Okay, so always must take care and ensure to restrict in the area where you are supposed to, not to visit unnecessary to any unauthorized or say other area. Okay, that is all depend upon the time and situation in level 1, level 2 or level 3. So that is marked in the book in a very big list in pinpoint, that is not possible to tell you or show you within this. So always we should be restricted or limited to this much area. Okay, during piracy attack, something happened, or you can say during the triple attack and lesson learned. So when sometime when the sea pirate or hijacker attack on the ship, that is all called a two stage. One is called a approach stage and secondary called a attack stage. Okay, so during approach stage and attack stage, all the ship's staff must know and do something by which we can stop the people to board in the ship. To stop the people and board into the ship. Number 1 is called a approach stage. Means when some of the ship, or you can say some of the boat which is coming behind our ship and approaching to ship, and if we found some suspicious movement by those boats, means the person sitting inside the boat may look something like a sea pirate or hijacker. So generally how they come, they all come by the very fast moving boat. That boat something look like this. Okay, so when somebody approaching to your ship, you can see these types of boats are there, they use to come to ship. Can you see this? It is visual to everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is the boat by which generally the sea pirates and hijacker approaching to ship. Okay, so this is the boat. So now they have all the very fast moving boat, something like this. You can see the speed of this boat, very high. Okay. So if somebody coming towards you, coming towards your ship, approaching to your ship, that is called a approach stage. During approach stage, we must take some care and we should try to avoid the person to board in the ship. So when somebody approaching to ship, we must take proper care and try to stop, try to avoid, try not to board in the ship. We should use some of the technique. Okay, so when you can see these boats are coming very fast, they have very fast moving boat. Along with boat, they carry generally nowadays one number of ladders. That's aluminum ladder. So nowadays, not like olden time. Olden time, what they do? They used to come by very slow boats. They bring the grapnel anchors, and when they come near to the ship, then they just make close and throw the grapnel in the ship. When grapnel get stuck in the guardrail, then they all climb with the help of the rope to the ship. Nowadays, it's not like this. Nowadays, they all are carrying a ladder. That is called an aluminum ladder, light in weight, and try to approach. When they get close to the ship, then they just lift the ladder and hook on in the guardrail or sometime in the place where they're supposed to, and then they all climb one by one and come to ship. Okay, so you can see this picture which I shown you. In this, they even carry one number of ladder also on the forward part and coming to ship very speedily. Okay, so when somebody approaching to ship, that time we should take some preventive action. That is called a preventive action to avoid, to a light on. Okay, what happened? Dixon, right? Dixon will.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now we are joining very much, Mr. Dixon. Okay, so during piracy attack, okay, always we should take some preventive action. So today we'll just see something which you can say the Somalian pirates activity in the high risk area. You can see this is their theory. That all you can read. It is. Can you read this?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Somalian
Somali
pirate
pirate.
activity at the highest area.
So it is called a Somalia. Somalia, you all know. Okay, Somalia is a country
Yes, sir.
where generally everybody, even government of Somalia also indulged with the piracy and hijack. Okay, so all the activity is happening around the Somalian coast or you can Somalian basin. That is all called a high risk area. That is called a high risk area. So if we are crossing or passing through the Somalian basin or area surrounding the Somalia, that time there is a maximum chances are there to get attacked by the sea pirates or hijackers. Nowadays, even all the country they place their naval ships also to continue doing the patrolling over there, and while doing patrolling, they try to help all the marine ships to pass safely from that area. Okay, so that area is called a high risk area. Whenever we are passing through a high risk area, we must take a special care. Okay, so that is two stage. One stage is called a approach stage, and second one is called a attack stage. So during approach stage, when somebody coming, you can see these pictures also, where you can see the person who is coming with the ladder, and you can see.
हेलो सर.
हाँ,
सर कैसा आवाज आ रहा है सर? कुछ काम हो रहा है क्या? डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है?
कुछ आवाज आ रहा है क्या?
जी.
आ रहा है थोड़ा ज्यादा हो जाए.
कुछ अब नॉर्मल साउंड आ रहा है?
आपने अभी
हैं?
नहीं, ऐसा लग रहा है काम हो रहा है.
अभी घर है तो घर में तो घर जैसा ही होता है ना.
आप ही के घर में हो रहा है लगता
है जी.
आप ही के घर में कुछ आवाज आ रहा है ऐसा लग रहा है.
हमारे घर में नहीं हो रहा है, हमारे पड़ोसी में होगा तो भी तो आवाज आएगा ना.
यस
पड़ोसी
सर.
को मैं बोलूं काम बंद कर दो.
नो सर.
ठोका पीटी का काम चल रहा है.
अब चलता है, कभी कुछ होता है आगे पीछे। तो अभी इतना दिन से तो हम ऐसा कुछ प्रॉब्लम फेस नहीं कर रहे थे, बट कभी कभी ऐसा सिचुएशन आता है, तब क्या कर सकते हैं, दूसरे को नहीं बोल सकते ना। अपने घर में हो तो मैं इसे रोक सकता हूँ, ठीक है। तो अगर ऐसा कोई डिस्टर्बेंस आ रहा है तो फॉर दैट आई कैन से वेरी सॉरी, ठीक है।
कोई नहीं, चलेगा
तो
सर, चलेगा, कंटिन्यू।
दिस ऑल थिंग्स आर नॉट। है जी,
सॉरी वेरी नहीं मत बोलो, कोई बात नहीं।
नहीं नहीं, देखो अगर डिस्टरबेंस हो रहा है तो उसे तो मानना पड़ेगा ना। अभी मेरे वजह से अगर किसी को डिस्टरबेंस लग रहा है या ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है तो इसमें सॉरी बोलने का कोई मतलब वो नहीं होता है, ठीक है। इसको आप कैसे समझते हैं, कैसे लेते हैं, वो डिपेंड करता है मैन टू मैन के ऊपर,
राइट सर।
ठीक है। इसलिए इसको बुरा मानने वाला या ऐसा कोई पॉइंट नहीं है, ठीक है। अब
ओके सर,
कभी कभी
ओके सर।
होता है, okay, so please don't feel bad, okay. Sometimes when we get so many disturbance from your side, then I keep on telling you, बोलता हूँ ना।
कोई बात नहीं सर, कोई बात नहीं।
तो अभी मेरे पास नहीं है, पड़ोसी में है तो अब उसको हम नहीं बोल सकते। और घर में हूँ, ऑफिस में तो हूँ नहीं, ऑफिस वाले ने तो बोल दिया आपने घर से ही करो सब कुछ, ठीक है। तो क्या करेंगे, अब ऑफिस चालू होने, अगले महीने से ऑफिस चालू होने वाला है, ठीक है। तब आप लोग भी वहाँ घर में बैठ के पढ़ाई नहीं कर पाएंगे, ठीक है। तब सब लोग आप यहाँ आएंगे, हम दिन भर क्लास भी करेंगे, खाएंगे पिएंगे साथ में, और फिर साथ में हम लोग प्रैक्टिकल ट्रेडिंग करेंगे, टी ब्रेक लंच और कॉफी सब पिएंगे। और
सर प्रैक्टिकल कब से चालू होगा सर?
सर जी ਆਪਾਂ ਸਰ ਜੀ ਪੇਪਰ ਤਾਂ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਗੇ ਆਨਲਾਈਨ।
प्रैक्टिकल ऑनलाइन तो नहीं हो सकता है ना, क्योंकि ऑनलाइन कैसे करना प्रैक्टिकल आपको।
पेपर हले हजे ਦਾ पेपर ऑनलाइन हो जाਣਗੇ ਜੀ, पेपर ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ एग्जाम।
हाँ पेपर ऑनलाइन हो जाएगा, ऑनलाइन
प्रैक्टिकल कब से चालू होगा?
नेक्स्ट अप्रैल, अभी मार्च है ना, अभी मई फर्स्ट वीक से फिजिकल चालू हो जाएगा। अभी डीजी से लेटर आया हुआ है, डीजी से लेटर आ गया है। और इधर हमारे जो कैप्टन है, जो हमारे प्रोप्राइटर है ऑफिस का, इन लोग एक्चुअल सब मीटिंग किया है और इन लोग नहीं चाहते हैं कि अभी ऑफलाइन चालू करें, ठीक है। क्योंकि इसके पास एक बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग ये है कोरोना का इफेक्ट, ठीक है। कोरोना का केस जो है एक बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा है, इन लोग बना के रखा है। और ऑनलाइन
कोरोना तो कुछ भी नहीं है, या कोरोना तो हम मानते नहीं है
सर। बेहतर तो ऑफलाइन ही होता है ना?
क्या बोल रहे हैं, फिर से बोलिए।
सर पंजाब में कोरोना का कुछ नहीं था, पंजाब में कोरोना की एक भी बंदा नहीं मरा हमारा कोरोना से।
अरे यार भाई, अच्छा है।
पूरे लॉकडाउन में हम घूमे, मास्क मैं एक बार नहीं लाया जी, जद्दा कोरोना चला ना, मैं अज तक मास्क नहीं लाया जी, ना मैं कोई वैक्सीन लवाई है हाल तक।
चलो तो आप गुड लक है, ठीक है। और वाहे गुरु का आशीर्वाद है आपके ऊपर।
हाँ जी, हाँ जी, सही है जी।
सेफ है। अदरवाइज बहुत लोगों को हमने अपने आंखों के सामने जाते हुए देखा है, ठीक है।
तो सर जी इधर इंडिया अपने पंजाब च थोड़ी जी घट दी है प्रॉब्लम, पंजाब च नहीं इन्नी सी।
तो पंजाब मतलब ठीक है, पंजाब में ऐसा नहीं, बट पंजाबी सारे पंजाब में नहीं है ना, पंजाबी ऑल ओवर इंडिया में भी है
ना। नहीं हाँ जी, वो कहना भी इधर पंजाब च कम सी ये।
हाँ, तो पंजाब में शायद इसका इफेक्ट कम होगा, हो सकता है।
एक थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम कम आया, हमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं आया इतना लॉकडाउन में। लाइक जिदा जिवें शहरां च हुण थोड़ा जिहा राशन रूशन दा औखा दी, भी बाहर आउण जाण दा ही, खाने पीने का इत्थे दा अपना घर ही चलदा दी, मीट मुर्गा धरी दा दी, कदे बकरा बनाई दा दी, अगे चलदा दी शाम नूं पूरा ही आ काम दी अपने दा ही।
एक्चुअल ये सभी कुछ डिपेंड करता है डाइट के ऊपर, ठीक है ना। अगर एक
मारे सर जी गेड़ा पंजाब कदे,
नहीं जस्ट एग्जांपल बोल रहा हूँ मैं, अगर एक साउथ इंडियन है जो डेली चावल सांबर इडली डोसा खाता है, उसमें कितना एनर्जी, कितना प्रोटीन है, कितना विटामिन है। सो वो खाना और पंजाब के खाने में बहुत फर्क है,
हाँ जी,
ऑल डिपेंड अपॉन द प्लेस। अभी पंजाब का खाना ही ऐसा है जो पूरे इंडिया नहीं खा सकता, हर एक आदमी डाइजेस्ट नहीं कर सकता।
सही है जी,
तो अभी जो हाँ, तो वो ऐसा तंदूरी है, मक्के की रोटी है, सरसों साग है, और बहुत सारे तड़का दाल है, और क्या क्या मटन चिकन है। और
मैं कहना सर जी सरों दा साग हरेक बंदा हजम नहीं कर सकता,
साथ में लेने वाला
सरों दा साग, सरों का साग हरेक बंदा हजम नहीं कर सकता, इन्ना भारी हुंदा।
So that is the things. Okay, चलिए, we will just discuss something for another 10-15 minutes, and then we'll wind up the lecture today. Tomorrow again you can have the holiday and relax and join us on Monday. So Monday your 2 session will be there. First session your and second session both security training. ये लास्ट है ना कोर्स अभी आपका प्रदीप कुमार?
हाँ लास्ट है सर आज
आज
लास्ट है सर ना?
आज ही लास्ट है सर।
मंडे नहीं है
सर मंडे तो क्लास
ये
है ही।
ऑलरेडी थर्ड डे है सर।
आज लास्ट डे है सर।
अच्छा आज लास्ट डे हो गया।
आज
चलिए
तीसरा
अच्छी है।
हाँ जी आज लास्ट डे है सर।
तो STCW का 4 कोर्स पहले कंप्लीट हो गया।
हाँ सर।
उसके बाद सिक्योरिटी STCW का 4 कोर्स पहले कंप्लीट हो गया ना, और ये 5वां कोर्स अभी STSD का हो गया।
हाँ सर
तो ऑल
5 हो गए।
हाँ तो टुडे इज द लास्ट डे फॉर यू। चलिए अच्छा है, तो टुडे वी कैन मैनेज इट। ओके ओके सो
एग्जिट एग्जाम ही तो होगा सर।
that all will happen on Monday I think। ठीक है, अभी आज तक तो आपका क्लास चलेगा, क्लास खत्म होने के बाद ही तो करेगा ना जीट एग्जाम। ओके so we'll just have something concerning to the approach stage and attack stage. During approach stage, when somebody coming to ship or when some boats are coming and approaching towards your ship, then we must take some preventive action। preventive action बोलेंगे तो उसे आने से रोकने के लिए हम क्या क्या एक्टिविटी कर सकते हैं, that all we can do। so if you see the हाँ बोलिए anything। hello
क्लास खत्म।
हाँ say something। hello
सर क्लास कितने टाइम में खत्म होगी?
5 बजे 5 बजे।
पहले जा सकते हैं सर हम जिसको काम है?
अब कितना देर हो गया? 37 तो हो गया है। अनदर सम
24 मिनट रह गए।
हाँ बस 34
चलो जी कोई गल नहीं।
50 हाँ 60 so 24 minutes 23 minutes are left, so just you wait for 23 minutes and you can go thereafter। okay so whatever I am showing you, this is very important to know। okay so always you must take care while passing through a pirate infected water। okay that is protection measure, how to protect our ship from the sea pirate or hijacker, that is
ਅੱਜ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਮਿਲਣੀ ਹੈ।
okay so
ਅੱਜ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਆ ਸਰ ਨੇ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਉਹ मारदा मैं हंसण ਦਾ।
ये लोकल डिस्कशन बंद कीजिए थोड़ा प्लीज, मेंटेन साइलेंट एंड ट्राई टू लर्न द थिंग।
ठीक है
ओके
ठीक है सर जी।
10 मिनट्स 10 मिनट बाद हम कुछ पर्सनल डिस्कशन कर लेंगे और फिर हम आपको ये कर देंगे। ठीक है, सो पहला हम आपसे जो बोल रहे हैं ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है। आपको ये मालूम होना है कि जब भी आपके शिप के इधर कोई बोट, फास्ट मूविंग बोट आपके इधर अप्रोच कर रहा है, so that is called approach stage। during approach stage what preventive action to be taken by ship's staff is very essential। okay so when somebody approaching that time you must always take proper care and carry out the watch keeping strictly, lookout to be done all around the ships। okay or if possible then we should have some additional search and lookout party also। okay so that is all call a watch keeping and enhanced vigilance। watch keeping and enhanced vigilance means always be alert and carry out the lookout surrounding the ships, all around the ship। to provide additional lookout around the ship, watch any suspicious movement and ensure that no unauthorized persons should approach or board in the ship। so when somebody approaching to your ship, what preventive action to be taken, that all will show you। okay so one by one, so when somebody approaching the ship should always try to avoid them, try to stop them to board in the ship। so first action to be taken by the bridge, by the controlling authority of the ship, that is the duty officer or the master of the ship, okay to control of the access to the bridge, accommodation and machinery space internally। and when somebody approaching to ship, that time what we can do, we should take the or we can increase the ship's speed, our ship's speed to they should not cop up and come closer to us and board in the ship। तो पहला एक्शन होगा हमारा शिप का स्पीड बढ़ाने के लिए। जिसे हम बोलते हैं भागना, ठीक है, सब शिप को भगाएंगे। अगर हम निकल गए, भाग गए और वो हमें नहीं पकड़ पाया, then we become a winner, okay, during approach stage. So first action that we have to increase our ship's speed, number one. Number two, if not, then we should start doing the altering of the course, means doing the zigzag movement. ऐसे ऐसे हम इसको चलाएंगे जिससे हमारा स्टर्न पोर्शन, पीछे का पोर्शन स्टेबल स्टडी नहीं होगा, और अगर स्टडी नहीं होगा तो कोई पीछे वाला बोट लाके हमारे शिप के पीछे लगा करके चढ़ने के लिए मुश्किल होगा। क्योंकि आज के दिन में हम जितने भी सी पायलट या हाईजैकर को देखते हैं, they all come by the very fast moving boat and they come to the stern and they place the ladder in the stern and then they climb. So अगर हमारा स्टर्न ऐसा ऐसा होता रहेगा तो उन्हें चढ़ने में, अपना बोट को लाने में पीछे और लैडर डाल के चढ़ने में थोड़ा डिफिकल्टी फेस करना होगा। ओके, सो okay, number two, by doing the altering of the course. Number three, we can use the water cannon, water hoses, पानी मारेंगे उसके ऊपर, that is third one. Okay, so number one, ship's speed to be increased. Number two, doing the altering course means doing zigzag movement. Number three, we can use the water cannon, पानी मारेंगे और उसे आने से कोशिश करेंगे रोकने के लिए। तो पहले जो सिस्टम था जिसके अंदर वाटर होजे लगे हुए थे, हम उसमें पानी मारेंगे, पानी मारने से क्या होगा, दे गेट डिस्टर्ब एंड दे नॉट एबल टू बोर्ड इन द शिप। ओके, तो तीसरा एक्शन है पानी मारने के लिए। हेलो, थोड़ा सा
Satish, Mike. Satish.
Yes.
just for a moment please. Okay, third action, you can do the altering of the course. Number four, we can go for the use of the reservoir. रिजर्वायर बोलेंगे तो एक कांटे का झाड़ी होता है जो हम जहाज में लगाएंगे साइड में, ठीक है। सो अगर ऐसा है तो कांटे की झाड़ी कैसा होता है, दैट आई विल जस्ट शो यू। यू कैन सी दिस इज द टाइप्स ऑफ, दिख रहा है सबको?
Yes, sir.
हाँ सर दिखा रहे हैं, यस सर।
हाँ, so this is called a reservoir. This is called a reservoir. Okay, so we can put the reservoir around the ship along with the guardrail. So if we place the reservoir, then it is difficult for sea pirate or hijacker to keep a ladder and board in the ship. क्योंकि ये बहुत शार्प एज होता है, when they touch something, body get cut injury. Okay, so by putting the reservoir, reservoir आज के बोलोगे तो एक सिंगल लेयर में आता है, वो डबल लेयर में आता है और उधर 3 लेयर में आता है। ये जो आप देख रहे हैं ये 3 लेयर है, 3 लेयर का है आपका, ठीक है। So we can place the normal lines only, or you can see the other side. This is single layer. You can see other side. If it is visual to you, you can see this side. Okay, this is the single layer of your reservoir. दिख रहा है आपको?
यस सर, यस सर।
हाँ, सो हम ऐसा लगा सकते हैं, 1 लेयर वाला, 2 लेयर वाला और 3 लेयर वाला। ओके, तो ये डालने से भी उससे चढ़ने में आने में थोड़ा मुश्किल आएगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड रिजर्वायर। ओके, तो अगर ये ऐसा करने के बाद भी अगर ऐसा लगता है कि ये लोग आ जाएंगे शिप में, ठीक है, यू कैन सी द पिक्चर हियर, द सीफेयरर्स आर प्लेसिंग द रिजर्वायर इन द शिप। ओके, सीफेयरर्स आर प्लेसिंग द रिजर्वायर, यू कैन सी देयर double layer of reservoir here. Okay, so this type of wire you can place over there, that's all called a reservoir, normal one. So अगर ऐसा डालने से अगर उसे हम आने से रोक सकता है, is our achievement. But if it is not, then we have some other provision also. We can pass the electric current on this. We can pass the electric current on reservoir. That is called a electrification. Okay, so sometime when we are passing the electric current on this, it is not visible. So if it is not visible and somebody climb on the ship pirate hijacker, and he get a current shot and then he fall down or die, then problem get started. Okay, so we should intimate, we should inform the seafarers, we should inform the sea pirates or hijacker that our ship is having the reservoir, and this reservoir is under the electrification. Electrification. We have passed the current. So if you try to come to ship and you get current and die, then I am not responsible. So that we have to tell them before. How we can tell them? That all we should tell them by showing a banner. Showing a banner. बैनर में क्या लिखा होगा? अगर हम उसे एक बैनर दिखाएंगे, बैनर बना के रखेंगे जहाज में को, और उसे दिखाएंगे कि हम जहाज में जो रिजर्वायर लगाया है इसके अंदर करंट डाला है, और अगर आप चढ़ता है मरता है तो मैं रिस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं हूँ। और ये जो चीजें हम करते हैं इस सब का रिकॉर्ड लिखा होगा, दैट ऑल यू कैन सी। जो आज एक सोमालियन लैंग्वेज में ऐसा एक बैनर बना के आपको हाई पॉइंट पे रेज करके लगाना, रेज करना है। ठीक है, दिख रहा है सबको? कैन वॉच एवरीवन?
जी सर।
यस सर, खतर।
This is called Qatar. Okay, this is in the written in the Somalian language. It is written in the Somalian language. This is called Qatar. Okay, that is our Diyar, Danab, Toronto, Surrey. Okay, so like this banner we should make and place in the high point to show them, to inform them, to intimate them that our reservoir is under the electrification, and if you climb and touch and die, then the person is not responsible. Okay, so this board you can display in the day, in the normal like this. In the night, we should place this banner in the under the light. Main aim that they must see, all the ship pilot and hijacker, that this ship is having the reservoir, and that the reservoir is under the electrification. Okay, so these all preventive action. You can see the other movie also, other picture also, that where you can see the ship is spreading the water around the ship. Okay, so like this, when we placing the or spreading the water outside, then it is not so easy for them to board in the ship. You can see this is the external part of the ship. External part of the ship is full of the sprinkler. दिखता है क्या सबको?
यस सर।
यस सर। यस यस।
So sometimes in the stern nowadays, when the ship build, that time they place all this nozzle over there around the ship. So when ship is passing through a high risk area, we should use this sprinkler and all. Okay. So by this all technique, we should try to stop them while boarding in the ship. Or next, sometime in the day, it is very easy to identify, but at night we are not able to see them. So that time, if you want to see, or if we want to get escape, that time either we can go for the darkened ship, means that we can switch off all the lights except two lights, that's called navigation light. वो छोड़ के बाकी सब लाइट को बंद कर देना है, डार्कन शिप हो जाएगा, देन शिप पायलट को हमारा शिप दिखेगा नहीं, और हम अपने शिप को लेके निकल जाएंगे। और नहीं तो फिर शिप को पूरा लाइट से एलिमिनेट कर देंगे, फोकस लगा देंगे, एंड बाय विच द फोकस वी कैन सी ऑल द शिप पायलट अप्रोचिंग टू द शिप, अराउंड द शिप. Okay, so we can take the preventive action, or otherwise we can hire a security guard. Nowadays there is a security guard also available in the Somalian Sea or South China Sea or African country, that where we can take the security guard, that is available in the two sides. That is one is called a with arm, and another is called a without arm. Okay, so you can see this is the Somalian. Oh, this is the our security guard you can see in the ship. So when company buy the security guard, that time the responsibility is shipped over to security person from the point A to point B. जितना दूर के लिए हम करेंगे उतना देर दूर में जो है हमारे पास सिक्योरिटी गार्ड होगा, विथ आर्म और विदाउट आर्म. Or if anybody approaching to ship, then his responsibility and duty to keep the ship safe. Okay, that time our crew member will not get indulged or involved in this. So whole security ship to security person on board ship. Okay, so during this they also take the ship from point A to point B, the area which is supposed to be covered, and thereafter they hand over the command to the ship and call the boat and disembark and go away. Thereafter, ship taken for the journey. Okay, so these are all technique that is to be used during approach stage. Means when approaching, that time we can increase our speed, we can do the zigzag movement, we can use the fire hoses, spreading the water all around the ship, or we can go for the reservoir with current or without current. If you are going with current, then we have to display the banner also and intimate, inform them that ship is under rectification. Don't try to board in the ship. And if at night, if it is possible, then we can go for darkened ship, or you can illuminate with the light and carry out the lookout around the ship. Try to avoid them to board in the ship. So this is all the technique by which we should be able to avoid the pirate and hijacker to board in the ship. That is all called approach stage. So during this, if we are not able or not allow them to board in the ship, means the ship's staff become a winner. Okay, he win the war. But unfortunately, if not, and the pirates or hijacker boarded in the ship, then situation gets changed. So after boarding, they take charge. They took over the commands, and thereafter they compel all the seafarer to obey his own duty. So that time you have one compartment that is called a citadel, where all the persons supposed to go and get inside and get the door locked and remain inside. That is number one. But those who are there outside and catch hold by the sea pirate or hijacker, that time they trouble like anything. Okay, so when they start abusing, beating, or doing anything, and they say, "Follow my order, follow my command," taken over the command of the ship in his hands, that time that is called a attack stage. That is called a attack. So when the ship, when they took over, when they come to the ship, that is called a attack stage. So during attack stage, all the seafarers all the seafarers, those who are there on the ship and under the custody of the hijacker or sea pirates, that time you don't try to get escape, don't try to not follow him. So whatever he say, that you follow, whatever he say, that you do, wherever he say, that you move. Okay, so during attack stage, when they come to there, then thereafter whole command shift over to them, and they take charge, they took over the command, and thereafter they compel all the seafarers to follow my orders. So if you're following, then you are safe. If you're not following, then you may be in trouble. So always try to follow them. Mean to say that when you are in the approach stage, that whatever things are possible, that you can do it to avoid the person, avoid the ship pirate and hijacker to board in the ship. But if it is not and boarded, thereafter there is no next remedy for all the seafarer to surrender yourself. So that time you just simply surrender yourself. If you're not surrendering, then they have the latest weapon, very high efficiency weapon. They have latest weapon like a AK-47, like a MMG and all. Okay, so they simply press the trigger. Once they press the trigger, game over. So you don't try to become something like a filmy hero.
Okay.
There's no point to disobey the orders. So after attack stage, on attack stage, when they approach it and you are under his command, then whatever he says that you follow and try to be safe. We cannot do anything.
शिप पे ऐसा अगर सिनेरियो हो गया तो शिप की भी कुछ आर्म्स एंड एम्युनिशन रहते हैं क्या?
हाँ, रहते हैं, शिप के ऊपर रहते हैं. शिप के ऊपर भी कैप्टन के पास एक वेपन होता है और बुलेट भी होता है, बट उस बुलेट और उस वेपन का कोई यूज नहीं है, क्योंकि जो हमारे पास जितने भी कैप्टन है या हम लोग हैं, हमें किसी भी आदमी को गोली चला के मारने का अधिकार नहीं है, राइट नहीं है. Why? Because we are not a certificate holder like a police, like a defense. We have no power to fight. We have no power to fire the firearms. फायर द
शिप
वेपन।
में भी AK-47 रहती है क्या हमारे पास?
47 नहीं रहता है, नॉर्मल एक बंदूक होता है, ठीक है, जिसको यूज करते हैं वो किसी को डराने धमकाने के लिए। अदरवाइज हम पायरोटेक्निक का यूज करते हैं, जिसको हम उसके अराउंड लेफ्ट राइट में हम चलाएंगे और उसको कोशिश करेंगे भगाने के लिए, मारने के लिए नहीं। अगर किसी को
वो
मार दिया,
मास्टर के कंट्रोल में रहेगा ना?
हाँ मास्टर कंट्रोल में रहता है वो, ठीक है। सो मास्टर ही उसका यूज करता है और वो जनरली यहाँ नहीं मारता, सामने में इसके ऊपर नहीं मारता है। उसको मारना भी है तो नीचे मारेगा, पानी में, साइड में। जब बोट में आ रहा है तो उसका लेफ्ट साइड में, राइट साइड में, आगे में, पीछे में उसका एम लेके मारेगा, उसके ऊपर नहीं मारेगा वो, क्योंकि उसके ऊपर मारेगा, मर गया तो कैप्टन जेल में जाएगा। कंपनी वाला पहले बोल देगा क्यों मारा आपने उसको। ऐसा कुछ समय पहले 2004-5 में उधर अपना कोचीन में हो चुका है, जब एक इटली से शिप आया था जिसके अंदर उधर नेवी का 2 सेलर थे, उन्होंने बंदूक चलाया, गोली, और कोचीन वाले जो फिशरमैन थे उनको गोली मार दिया, जिसमें मर गए एक आदमी। वो केस चलता रहा बहुत टाइम तक, कम से कम 15-20 साल तक चलता रहा। वो हर एक टाइम पे, हेयरिंग के टाइम में कोचीन में आता था और हेयरिंग में रहता था, ठीक है। वो गवर्नमेंट का ये था और सोनिया गांधी का वो कंट्री है, इसलिए थोड़ा बहुत उसको ही मिला। बट ऐसा नहीं कर सकते हम, क्योंकि हम बाउंडेड लेबर है। हम जितने भी शिप में है वो सब बाउंडेड है, हमारा सब कुछ रिकॉर्ड है। बट सी फेयर और जितने भी आपका ये हाईजैकर है या सी पायलट है, इनका कोई रिकॉर्ड नहीं है, क्योंकि इनके पास पूरा राइट है गोली मारने के लिए, क्योंकि वो चोर डाकू है। देखा ना बाहर चोर डाकू, हाँ, वो कुछ भी कर सकता है, बट हम नहीं कर सकते। वैसे ही हमारे पास वेपन रहेगा भी तो हम वेपन का यूज नहीं कर सकते टू किल समबडी। वी कैन यूज द वेपन ओनली फॉर टू अपरेड देम। उनके नियर बाय या फायर कीजिए, बंदूक नहीं तो आप पायरोटेक्निक का यूज कीजिए, बट डराने के लिए, मारने के लिए नहीं, ठीक है। ये फर्क है। और जहां तक सवाल उठता है वेपन यूज करने का, तो वो लाइसेंस हमारे पास नहीं है, क्योंकि हम कोई पुलिस वाला नहीं है या डिफेंस वाला नहीं है जो वेपन यूज कर सकता है अगेंस्ट समबडी, ठीक है।
ओके सर।
So this is all the technique which I covered you. During approach stage, we have to take preventive action to speed up the ship, go do the zigzag movement, use fire hoses, use reservoir, or make darken ship, or sometimes we can take the security guard also. And by which this all, if we are able to stop them to board in the ship, the pirate hijacker, then we are winner. But if not, then that is called a attack stage. So after attack, when somebody, some sea pirate or hijacker boarded in the ship, thereafter we have no next remedy except surrender yourself. So you surrender yourself. If you're not surrendering, then he will just press the trigger and he will kill you if you're not following, if you're not obeying. Okay, so that all safety of your life, that is with you. मार करके कुछ नहीं होने वाला है। कंपनी वाला और कार्गो वाला जिसका है, वो सब अपना अपना पैसा उधर बैठे बैठे क्लेम कर लेगा, कुछ नहीं जाने वाला किसी को, एक नए पैसे का लॉस नहीं होने वाला। सी फेयर को ध्यान रखना है अपना सेफ्टी के लिए, तो पहले आपका ओन सेफ्टी होना है। अगर पानी मारने बोला हमने, तो आप सामने होकर खड़ा होकर पानी मार रहा है जैसे, और उधर बोट में वो AK-47 लेके आ रहा है, तो वो आपको गोली नहीं मारेगा, ये गारंटी कोई नहीं दे सकता। तो अगर आप पानी मारेगा वो गोली मार देगा आपको। इसलिए आपको पानी मारना है तो भी आप अपने आप को छुपा के, शेल्टर लेकर के, साइड में होकर के मारिए, सो दैट नॉट fire on you. Okay, so these are things I think we covered to you. I hope you all understand something. So always must take your own safety first, then ship safety, and thereafter thirdly on the cargo ship. Okay, so during moving in the high risk area, always take proper care by doing this all activity. That is all called during approach stage. We should try to avoid them. If it is possible, then we become a winner. If not, then after boarding the ship and hijacker the ship, surrender and try to safeguard your life. Otherwise, you can just go and lock yourself in the citadel compartment and remain inside. Okay. Pradeep Kumar, Puran Singh, Ravindra Yadav.
टाइम हो गया जी।
हाँ इसलिए हाजिरी हाजिरी कसारे साहब।
सर हम चले जाइए सर। ओके जी, चंगाई सत श्री अकाल जी।
मिस्टर डिक्सन, हाँ सत श्री अकाल, सत श्री अकाल। मिस्टर
जूंदे रहे
डिक्सन
मिलेंगे ही, जूंदे रहे जरूर मिलेंगे ही।
मिस्टर डिक्सन, हेलो, डोंट यू हेयर मी? हेलो हेलो, परवेज आलम, मिस्टर परवेज आलम।
यस सर। अरे एक एक जन बोलिए, बहुत आवाज आ रहा है इधर से।
मैं सबसे बात कर लूंगा एक बार, ठीक है? देन विल क्लोज द मीटिंग। ओके मिस्टर विजय चौहान।
जी सर।
ओके
गणेश,
टेक केयर, सेफ्टी ऑफ ओके।
माइक बंद करने के लिए बोलिए सर पहले।
यस सर, यस सर।
ओके टेक केयर। ओके देन नेक्स्ट खुर्शीद अली, बाय एंड सी यू। कुमार, दयाल कुमार, मिस्टर दयाल कुमार।
Yes, sir. Present, sir.
Where are you busy, man? Very busy. Okay, Mr. Kamal Singh.
बंद कर रही।
सतीश चौहान।
प्रेजेंट सर।
प्रेजेंट है, अभी तक वीडियो चल रहा है आपका। मिस्टर रोहन भावेशकर, भावेशकर भाई उसको सीरियस। सर बी हैप्पी मैन, बी हैप्पी।
यस सर, यस सर। मंडे को क्लास है कि नहीं?
मंडे क्या अभी कोर्स आज लास्ट हो गया, अभी क्या क्लास होगा आपका? आज लास्ट है बैच आपका।
यस सर।
नेगुलकर साहब।
सर।
यस सर।
हैप्पी टू सी। ओके
यस यस सर।
मिस्टर
एग्जाम कब है? एग्जाम कब है?
मंडे। मिस्टर
मंडे एग्जाम है?
मंडे होगा आपका एग्जाम।
ओके, छुट्टी लेना पड़ेगा सर, मंडे से दूंगा।
बलकार सिंह किधर है यार?
अल्लाह पास का डब्बा लेके जाना। एक मिनट।
चलो यू ओके
सर सतीश चौहान।
बाय सर।
आशीष कीर्तने इज नॉट देयर। जिब्रान मिस्टर जिब्रान चिकटे, हेलो बाय एंड विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट, टेक केयर। ओके बाय कीर्तने
नमस्कार नमस्कार।
ठीक है चलिए ओके। विश बाय बाय टू एवरीबॉडी, विश ऑल द बेस्ट एवरीबॉडी, बी हैप्पी एंड
थैंक यू सर।
best of luck and happy to see you, and sometime when you are visiting Mumbai then please come to our institute and हाँ बोलो
सर। ये प्रैक्टिकल हम लोगों का कैसे कब करवाएंगे?
ओके सर, बाय, थैंक यू सर।
बोलो 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 बोलो, बस सुनने बैठेंगे। क्या करवाना है आपका?
हेलो सर बोल रहा हूँ 15 दिन का कोर्स था, 3 दिन में खत्म हो गया मेरा।
15 दिन का कोर्स 3 दिन खत्म हो गया, ऐसे कैसे हो गया?
सर वही तो मैं भी पूछ रहा हूँ।
नहीं, अभी आपका एक कोर्स होगा, अभी पहले ही आपका सीयूडी कोर्स हो गया, अभी बाकी 4 कोर्स बाकी है आपका।
तो वही तो मैं पूछ रहा हूँ सर, मंडे को होगा कि नहीं?
हाँ मंडे होगा, बिल्कुल होगा। जो आदमी पहले STSD कर लिया है उसका आज लास्ट है, और जो नहीं किया है वो पहले कोर्स करवा दिया। अभी आगे 4 कोर्स होगा। कोर्स नहीं हुआ है, बाकी कोर्सेज होंगे। ओके संदीप कुमार, रविंद्र यादव,
yes sir, thank you sir.
Best of luck to everyone. Okay, we are binding up the lecture now. Any questions, any questions, any query, any doubt, then please. Otherwise, we will bind up the lecture. We are binding up the lecture.
Yes sir.
कल छुट्टी है सर?
कल छुट्टी है, कल संडे है, कल छुट्टी है। मंडे से जिसका कोर्स नहीं हुआ उसका कोर्स होगा, बाकी लोग का एक एग्जाम हो जाएगा। ओके संदीप कुमार।
ओके सर, थँक्यू सर.
Bye. See
बोलला
you.
ना तू तुझ्या अंगावर रिस्क येईल त्या गोष्टी.
Okay.
Bye,
Best of
sir.
luck. Best of luck. Good luck. Good luck to everyone.
Goodbye. Thank you.
थँक्यू सर,
Try
थँक्यू.
to be
Thank you,
safe
sir.
and serve the Merchant Navy, healthy and wealthy. Okay. Bye and see you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now I'm closing down the lecture. Okay. Bye.